The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
You know, out in Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to City Talk. I am About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy, your host, and I get to have my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne Murphy.
Sister, hey.
She's got lots going on. I'm just saying.
Yvonne Murphy
in the house. Oh,
Yes.
But we're going to thank our sponsors right away.
Right away.
Because you've got some energy going on.
Yes,
and I cannot wait to hear some stories. And I had a really frustrating morning, so I'll share about that.
Yeah, we're going to work it out.
So we're going to thank Crystal Basin, Cellars. Thank you. I've got my About Town Deb Red Blend wine, which we donate to Children's Cancer Foundation. Surratt Law Practice. Kim has been on forever.
Yes.
And, you know, speaking of Kim, family law, but I also want to let people know it's not, it's family law as well, but if you've struggled with infertility and adoption issues, she's your gal.
Yes.
Because she will help all things creating a family.
Correct.
And nowadays life is so stressful that you need somebody you can trust.
And she's simply the best.
And she's simply the best of all the rest. Yeah. Wild River Grille. Who doesn't love a really good dinner by the river?
I don't go often enough, and we should correct that.
Okay, you need to correct that because it's local and they support Shakespeare Animal Foundation.
Okay.
Did I say that right?
You did.
Fund. So later on the show, we're going to have Jennifer Webb, who is the founder of Shakespeare Animal Fund, and we're going to hear her story. She was on the other week, and we had issues with our lap with all the whole internet stuff that happened. Yes. So she's going to join us again in the second half of the show. And I also want to thank Home NV, Raquel Riggle, and she's also with the Family Hope Project. And the second Wednesday of every month, their show will air on Facebook, on YouTube, on Spotify and all that. And it's a good thing. It's a good show to listen to because if your family needs a hands up, whether it's a teenager, a young child, an adult, they are there to help connect you to where you need to be and find you the resources. So I love that once a month I can provide a venue for people to listen to that needs a little bit of hope. And April is Family Hope Month, or the Hope Month, and this is the end of the month here. So it's kind of nice that we can share that. And we also, when we do our show, we're going to be talking about Shakespeare Animal Fund. So I have a little fun quote.
Did we forget to thank Christian, Dee James?
We did, yeah. I got all excited there.
And the Caliber
Thank you. That's why you're with me. So my hair.
I'm just saying.
Christian is a miracle man.
Yes.
And Dee James. And we are. So Christian is hooking me up. I just have to save my money. So if you want to sponsor my video, that's actually a cool thing. Maybe I'll get a sponsor for it. But his team, because Christian also has a studio and they do music and videos, and it's incredible. No, it's really, seriously, he has this amazing studio, and they've already given me a quote. So I do need to get it produced so it actually has real music and all that.
Okay, people, let's
thank you with sponsor. That. So because we're focusing on the Shakespeare, be the person your dog thinks you are.
Aww.
Isn't that cute? Because, they come up like, hey, I love you. And, we love them, but we need to be that person.
Unconditional love from doggies.
Unconditional love. So before we get into all that fun, this last weekend with 8 other Renoites, we went to the Great Out There in El Dorado Wine Country, which is their previous passport weekend. And there was 10 of us all together. We stayed at Bella Vista. And from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we went to 6 wineries a day, except on Friday. Friday, we just did 3. And the cool thing was, and I hope they don't mind me sharing this, there were 10 adults. And I felt like we were having a retreat of sharing our feelings. So even though we were considered on a wine weekend, we actually shared, it was so emotional. Like, it was like everybody that was there, a lot of them didn't even know each other. So we combined these couples together.
Yes.
And we all just blended. and everybody needed something emotionally from somebody who was there.
So do you think that's just life in general? Or do you think that's as a result of COVID and the 2 years we all spent in lockdown, and now our mental health is all a little...
I think, you know what? You're right. Because a lot of them had not been with a group of friends. And I felt like everybody that needed to be there was there.
Yes.
And there were tears, there was laughing. We cooked together, we
That's
barbecued
awesome.
together, we had breakfast together. And at the different, Passport was different this year where you have reservations. So we would all be there, but we valued everybody's personal time. So if you wanted to go off under a tree,
yes,
with
be alone,
or you wanted to be with one of us, your significant other, like, oh, where are they? Oh, how cool.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Were most of the guests on the weekend, were they married couples?
I'll accept George and I. We're always the two single girl cousins.
So let me tell you that's often not the case. Married couples often don't invite their single friends to participate in their weekends or their activities. So consider yourself blessed, lucky, and fortunate, because when you're single, often you don't get invited to those sorts of things.
Well, I actually planned it.
Okay,
So
well, if you're the host.
I was the host.
Very smart, Debbie.
But it was, what's really cool is that I'm okay with that. Like, my cousin Georgia and I, we plan these things, and it's usually couples. Sometimes we do a girls' weekend, but I used to be like, oh my God, here we are again, the only single ones. But I looked at it like we were facilitating an experience for couples to enjoy each other and meet new friends.
I love it.
And we ate a lot of good food. We drank a lot of good wine, and we did have Tahoe Blue vodka. So I'm just going to say it wasn't all about that. Anyway, that's what I did. We're almost. So tell me about do you have time to tell me about your quick weekend?
No, my weekend. No, we can't talk about it in a few seconds.
Oh, we can in a few seconds.
Far more complex than
I know. Listen. Oh, and my little pet peeve is, I'm going to get it out really quick, is that I was trying to make an appointment for a ultrasound. And I'm telling you, press 1, press 2, press 3, press
We're
this.
We're going to talk about that.
I kept saying, operator. Finally, I'm like, gosh darn it, I want an operator. And then it said, press this to continue. I pressed it. Then all of a sudden, somebody came on talking Spanish. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. It was the recording. I'm like, that. 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm saying, no Espanol. No, and like nobody heard because it was a recording. So I ended up just hanging up and starting over. And then I'm like, oh, what the heck? I'll try to rechange my password I did online. It was so frustrating.
No comprende.
I was like, no comprende, no Espanol. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about love. Tan Deb, Yvonne, City Talk.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk. I'm About Town Deb, your host. Sassy Soul Sister is in the house.
Hey!
At the National Automobile Museum, right downtown Reno by the river. And, you know, like I said, I had a full weekend with amazing friends. And next year, if you guys, or you know what, if you want a wine experience, I will set you up. There is a small fee, but I will make sure you get spoiled and you get to talk to the winemakers and you get to have dinners and what?
I have a question for you. What winery do you want to visit that you haven't visited? There has to be one special winery.
It depends on the area. I don't know.
If you could pick one right now,
honestly,
it's your dream winery to go to.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just being honest. It's a really good question. If you're out there, like, we'd love you to share think about where you would go. I pretty much stay in the Sierra foothills.
Okay.
I will be venturing out.
Are you checking them off on your list, all the ones in the Sierra foothills, so that you know you've visited all
Actually,
of them?
there is a brand new one and I can't think of the name, and they just recently were purchased. And so I will go to them. And they do have I don't know.
Okay.
I want to revisit Starfield, which is in the Carson Road area. And I haven't been to them. And they have like a beautiful venue. And I want to go there. But honestly, I like going to random ones. Like, don't even plan it sometimes. Just pop in and just be you. Say, hey, even if you don't, hey, sister. Anyway.
Hey, sister.
But so my frustration, which I shared, was press 1, press 2, press 3. You say operator, you get a thing, and then they talk another language, and I could not. I was so frustrated that I finally decided, go on my little cheat, try to find passwords, and somehow I figured it out.
Okay.
But I still didn't try to put on auto pay, so that's a problem. I caught up because my credit card had gotten used or something, so my AT&T bill was on my credit card, and it got stolen, and I kept getting email like, it was declined. And I thought, well, I'll just call them.
But that's so interesting you bring that up, because I agree with you. That's very frustrating. And the other thing that frustrates me is there's no local contact. You should be able to walk into some general AT&T store and say, hey, I'm your this type of client, and this is what happened to me. And there's no customer service. And it's frustrating, because what if you can't navigate the web? What if you don't remember your password? What if you don't remember your passcode?
I still couldn't navigate it. And I got on it, and then it's telling me set up for auto, and then it kept telling me I had the wrong this, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I just closed it. At least I paid what I had to pay.
And the other thing I'm frustrated about is I opened mail yesterday.
Real mail. Another
$20 increase to a certain communication company that handles our television and our internet. We don't want to say the name because we don't want nothing magically to happen to my situation.
Oh my God, it could, because they hear us.
I'm sorry. They got to stop charging. It's too much. When did we live in a world where TV is almost $200 a month for TV and internet? It's too much.
Mine's $190.
Yeah, I'm up to $220, and I went, really? That's a car payment for a young person, right?
And I don't even have extra stuff on mine.
Over it. But see, they got me hooked. because I'm into this. I'm just hooked on some things, but I can just be in love with Netflix if necessary.
Okay, speaking about being in love.
Well, funny.
No,
you
I'm just
that.
saying.
That's an interesting segue.
Let's get you, baby.
Okay, so let me just say this because we know I'm a person of discretion and I'm all about protecting the privacy of my friends and myself. So I'm going to be rather cryptic about this. Cryptic. But I will say that circumstances beyond my control. We all know that I've been a widow for 6 years, and I'm no longer in that space. The world, it's amazing how beautiful the world is when you shift your energy. I can tell you how I got here, though. 2 things happened. 6 months ago, I participated in a workshop where I was told to write myself a short letter and declare what I wanted my life to be on May 1st. I had forgotten I had done this exercise until the little envelope showed up in the mail. They had us write down.
You sent it to yourself?
They have you mail it to yourself. So I'm in a class. They say, write down on a piece of paper 3 things you want to be true in your life by May 1st. Address it to yourself, put a stamp on it, seal the envelope. We'll mail it to you. I forgot all about it. I get the letter yesterday and I opened it, and literally 99.9999% of what I wrote is exactly what's happening in my life. And I think that's about being clear about my intention. I think I declared what I wanted and I said it to the universe, and the universe responded in such a way that it'll show up, but you have to be clear about what you want to show up. A lot of times the reason we don't get what we want is because we don't know what we want. People are very vague and all over the board about what they want. So I wrote something about relationships, and that is happening as we speak. Hey, sisters in the house. The other thing that came true is I talked about my work, and what I wanted to do at the Renown Foundation is exactly what's happening, 100%. And I wrote something about travel, and I'm in the process of booking that trip. Wow. So I just want to say, I think clear intention. And the other thing that happened to me is in between me writing that letter and now, on 2 different occasions, I had friends ask me, what do you really want, Yvonne? I mean, give us an idea of what your perfect life would look like. And so I sat in their living room and we were just chatting, and I literally said, I want this for relationship, I want this for work, and I want this for travel. And I think what's happening in my life is I'm clear. I don't think it has anything to do with anything else. I think that when I got clear about what I wanted, the universe responded, and it has delivered on this promise. And I just want to tell you, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I'm at 9.8. So I'm almost pushing perfection, and well-deserved. I'm hardworking. I'm loyal. I love my family. I love my friends. And it looks like I get to be the recipient of that love now. So I'm very happy. And all I can say is I'll be away this weekend, and I'll just let you fill in the blanks. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
You don't get what you want until you know. So that's a question. Do you know what you want?
So the question, I mean, I don't. I kind of do. No, I mean,
you see what your answer?
You
see what I mean?
No, I know in the perfect world, that's a tough one. I want to be able to experience life, enjoy, and help people. Like, I want to be able to give back. That's number 1. Papa Tony had said to me, hey, all you got to do, darling, is love and be loved, and everything else will fall into place. Well, that doesn't always happen, because it seems like in relationship wise, sometimes you're both not on the same page. Sometimes the one person is like, I am ready for a commitment. The other person's like, whoa, no. And then it's the other way around. So I haven't found it to happen where you both are in the same place with the same intention at the same time.
So what I'm going to tell you about that is you are the master of your universe. And if you're clear about what you want, then you attract the type of person that fits the methodology that you're operating with.
So here's a little thing that I think is part of the problem with me. I think a lot of times I want to be there for everybody else. So in my intention, I kind of know what I want, but then I think,
okay, see that
what
word
if it affects somebody? No, but I'm saying it's hard for me to put out in the 25 more cents. I hit
25 cents.
It's hard for me to put out there in the universe what I really want, because I want to be sure that I don't let somebody else down who I'm helping.
Okay, so we should have a little counseling session.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's like, I want to be there for everybody.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can only give what you have.
I know.
So
it's so hard.
You're gassing everybody else's gas tank. Who's gassing yours?
But it's hard to let go of filling up somebody else's tank even though yours is empty, you want to make sure your family, your friends are full and they're happy.
And you think we don't want that for you?
I don't know how to take it. I know how to give. I'm a giver.
Okay, so we're gonna put you in some 12-week.
But I'm sure that there's somebody out there. Like if you're out there and you're listening, if you're like me, where you consistently think, I know what I want, but if I get what I want, somebody else is going to have less of me.
See, but that but and that if and that
I know those are all bad. But how do you take the but word out?
Just take it out.
I don't know how to take it out.
It's just that simple. Just take it out. I want blank, blank, and blank. I don't want all the chatter connected to that. I want a blank. I want a blank. I want blank. Just be clear about it.
There's a damn but again. So if you say the BUT word and let's say you get what you want. But when you get what you want.
So let me tell you why most of us don't get what we want. Because at the end of the day, every single thing we do falls into one or two categories.
And what are those?
Everything. Work, relationships, friendships, your money,
Correct.
everything.
Yes.
Two categories. Love, which is the positive energy.
Right.
And fear. The reason you don't have who you want is you're afraid to have who you want.
Or you don't think you deserve it.
That's under fear.
Is that under fear?
That's under fear. When you get real clear about what you want and you're operating from a place of love, then you manifest accordingly. The reason most people don't have what they want, the house, the car, the job, the position, whatever it is because you're afraid. So you self-sabotage.
You know what? I have been told that. Because there's times when things are really good.
I keep telling y'all, I earned this PhD.
I know, I know, but I'm saying there's been times where they're like, you always find a reason it's not going to work. Yeah. Like, let go of that.
And you know what? That's a lot of baggage.
Just let go.
Nobody wants to feel all that. A man doesn't want to have to rescue you. You want to be an asset, not a liability.
I'm an asset.
Okay, well, be an asset. Be an asset puts you on the love side of the page. And a liability is on the fear side of the page. Nobody wants the liability. So get off of that side, get onto the love side, be an asset, shine and sparkle, get clear about what you want. Because at the end of the day, you manifest your thoughts. As a man think of, so is he.
And at the end of the day, all you really have is yourself.
Well,
your family. But but we have to make that decision.
But we were created to be, we're creatures of, we're communal creatures. It's a participatory process. It's all about partnership and collaboration and about sharing your life with someone. I read a quick quote that said,
Go ahead.
I need to be in a relationship because I need someone to witness my life.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
Hello. Right? So when someone witnesses your life, they take in the essence of who you are. And long after you're gone, those things transcend to other people. So there you have it.
Wow, you are
until you, I am unmistakably Yvonne.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's very beautiful.
I just love my own self.
I do love you too. So we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to be talking about hope and talking about the Shakespeare Animal Fund. And Jennifer Webb will be with us. And her heart is bigger than anything. So stay tuned. Be right back.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to City Talk. I am About Town Deb with my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne Murphy here. And remember, I told you when we came back for the second half of the show, you're going to get to meet this most incredible woman, Jennifer Webb. And she is the founder of the Shakespeare Animal Fund. And welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you very, very much for having me.
Well, I'd have to apologize. We had some technical difficulties the last time you were on.
Okay.
So we wanted to be sure to give you a whole new venue where you get to share how the Shakespeare Animal Fund was created and your passion. So I'm just going to let you go ahead and start with that. And as you're sharing, Yvonne might have some questions and we'll go from there. So tell us about your passion and your mission.
Okay. Well, Shakespeare Animal Fund started in January 2004. It's named Shakespeare Animal Fund because I had a Cocker Spaniel, Shakespeare. He died in November 2003. And I was devastated. He died at UC Davis. There was nothing that could be done for him. And I was so distraught, I couldn't figure out how to get back to my home in Reno. And as I grieved for him and realized how incredibly important he was in my life, I thought, I want to do something. I just can't let his memory go. And I started doing research and discovered that there were thousands and thousands of people who love their animals like I loved my Shakespeare, who don't even have $50, $75 to get a wounded, a suffering, an ill, a hurt animal to a vet. I did research later, and about 50,000 animals, 50 million animals around the country never see a veterinarian. So back to Reno, back to this area. I started Shakespeare Animal Fund through the Western Nevada. I'm tired today.
Okay.
The organization that helps nonprofits get started in Nevada and in Reno. And I worked with them for about a year and a half. And then finally, I felt comfortable enough to take us out. But we were a 501c3 from the time that we started in January. And so over the years, we have gained credibility. We've worked with so many organizations, Comic Relief, Ellen DeGeneres, Rachel Ray, and so many wonderful local donors have helped us grow. We've now got about 150,000 in an account, just so that no matter what happens, we will always have money to help animals. And we focus so much on just finding additional ways to make sure if an animal is suffering, and many of the people that we help are elderly or disabled. There are returning veterans, there are college kids. We deal with a lot of homeless. Anybody, I don't care who you are, if you're trying to help your animal and your animal was hit by a car, your animal has a kidney stone, your animal got in a fight, your animal has any number of tragic emergency things, we help get you to a vet. Sometimes it's too much for us to afford, and we will offer euthanasia. But our goal is to ensure that no animal ever suffers. And that's what we do. That's what we've been doing. We don't do anything else. We focus on helping the animals. But in the process, we absolutely ensure that the people who love them like family, and often they're the only family they have, their lives are enriched because they get to keep their animals. And we also keep animals out of the shelters and the Humane Society, because so often if somebody says, I can't afford to treat my animal, but I do not want it to die, if I surrender it, it will get help. And it does, but then it's back in the system. So we keep animals out of shelters, the Humane Society, the ASPCA, we keep animals with their people. But for us, the most important thing is we stop the suffering of the animals. And we get probably around 500 calls and emails a month, and everybody is desperate. We have somebody that's devoted only to taking care of our phone and emails, and rarely she goes away on vacation. Rarely. She went away last week, and I had the phone for a week, and it just breaks your heart. Almost everybody is crying. Almost everybody has exhausted everything they know. And their animal means everything, or they wouldn't be doing everything they could to try to find a way to save the animal. We've had people do without medicine, do without food, do without electricity. Their animals mean so much, as Shakespeare meant to me. And and I had the money, and I still couldn't save him. And I thought, oh my goodness, if I hadn't even had the funds to try to save him, what would I be going through now? So that's who we are. And my brain was just tired. It was the Western, oh goodness, I'm saying it again. The Community Foundation of Western Nevada. Finally, I got it out.
They're amazing. You know, I have worked with them.
I am tired today. And Chris Adkins is the executive director when I started. And they could not have been greater. They held my hand and they educated me on what it takes to run an effective 501c3.
Wow, I didn't know they did that. They do so much for our community.
Yes,
we need to have them on the show and have you back.
We would not have given away more than $1 million today if they had not said, "We'll help you." Okay, here's what you do. Relax. Don't worry about it. We have your back. We'll guide you, step by step. Yeah.
So maybe we need to have you back and tell your story with them.
Yes.
Because there's many other people in this world that have kind hearts that want to give back and give hope, and they don't know how to do that. And you took your little bit of your sadness and your pain, and you took it and said, hey, I want to do this. How do I do it? And you found Western Community Alliance. Did I say that right? Western
Community Foundation.
Community Foundation. But no, they do a lot.
I know them so well. I don't know why, Deb. My brain.
That's
make
just
an excuse. It's late in the afternoon, and I haven't had enough caffeine.
That is okay.
I really appreciate you saying that when we have a pet, it's a part of your family.
It is.
And the truth of the matter is that we need to be mindful that when we give someone a pet as a gift, that we understand it's a lifetime, long-term commitment, and they require health care and dental care and nutrition
and
exercise and
food
and all sorts of things. And so I think oftentimes pets can be novelties to people, but they don't understand they're living, breathing entities, and they're part of your family, and they need care. And we call it veterinary medicine. And I appreciate you saying that, that they're family members, because they are. A week after my husband passed 6 years ago, one of our standard poodles died a week later.
Oh.
And I was so devastated and already in such a state of mind. And then I remember looking up at the sky saying to God, you took my husband and my dog in the same week. Please, I can't take this. I felt like I had lost a child. So, our pets are important, and you're right, they do require a lot of care, and it's really sad to think that we have 50 million. Think about that number, 50 million pets that do not get veterinary care. That's insane, because they have arthritis, they have diabetes, they have dental issues, they have vision issues. They're real. And it's not just dogs, cats, dogs, horses, all of them. They require care. So I appreciate your story. It's quite beautiful. And I'm glad you took the sadness and turned it into something positive. It's a way to honor the legacy of Shakespeare.
Very blessed that I could. Very blessed that I could.
Yeah.
But it is, thank you for saying what you did. The animals are such sentient beings, and they give so much back. You know, somebody has cancer. I mean, I get jillions of stories every week. The cat that laid on its owner's stomach every day, you know, while it was suffering with cancer. Somebody, again, like you just said, somebody lost a spouse, and the only reason they kept on, they had to wake up in the morning to feed their dog. A woman who put her mom into a home because she had Alzheimer's, and she was so worried that maybe the nursing home wasn't taking proper care of her mom. So she put a little tape recorder in to check. And the interim, she said, you know, I was thinking of getting rid of the dog because the mom forgets, you know, now to take the dog out and it's peeing on the carpet. She came back and said, no, the nursing home is fine. And my mother lives for this dog. There is no way. She said every second she's saying, okay, now what are we going to do this morning? Let's look out the window. Oh, it's raining out. What should we do? She said, apparently this dog meant everything. I got a call the other day from somebody who was homeless, and he will not go into a shelter because they won't take his dog. He would rather live in a tent in cold weather and have his dog than relinquish it and have something better. So animals mean everything to so many people, and our only job is to continually grow so we can both help more people and we can help with larger amounts for things that as of yet we can't. You know, large surgeries, things like that are just out of our realm. But we absolutely make sure that we touch, even if it's euthanasia, we will not let an animal suffer that we touch in any way.
My grandmother used to say that, and when we were little and we went to Sunday school, you know, the animals are important. That's why there was Noah and the ark. There was a reason why those animals were saved. They're part of God's great creation. So
okay, and speaking of that, here is another one of my quotes, because I had two, because I want to make sure I had one with Jennifer. No matter how little money and how few possessions you own, having a dog makes you rich.
Amen.
It's so true. And I would give anything if I could have another doggy again or a kitty, but I'm not home. And I feel like it wouldn't be fair. And I know that
they require love and attention.
They do. And when I was my dad's caregiver, he loved my doggy, loved my dog. And towards the end, he didn't, you know, we had to say goodbye. And I really wanted to get my dad another dog. But I didn't want him to, I mean, no, it would have been great, but he was having trouble with his balance and the dog, you know, so I didn't want to have to train and have him trip on the dog. And I don't know, I wish I could have, but I would love to have a doggy right now so bad, but it's not fair. I mean, like you said, it would be selfish of me, even though I want to have the cuteness and the cuddles and coming home to a waggy tail, but I know that I'm not home enough. It wouldn't be right. So it's a bummer.
Well, you know, if you can't, there are always things you can do, like walk dogs at the shelter or the Humane Society, the SPCA. I do some dog walking at times just because I think my dog is so wonderfully spoiled and blessed, and so many wonderful animals that are discarded, you know, that are at these places that need help.
So if, you know, it's almost time for break. Jeez Louise, it goes by so fast. So we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to have you share with us how we can get involved. So it's About Time Deb with City Talk. We'll be right back.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barber Shop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to City Talk. I'm About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy at the National Automobile Museum, Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne, and we have Jennifer Webb with us. So excited.
It's very exciting.
It's so cool. And just to know that we have somebody of your caliber and your heart that continues to give back. Thank you, Jennifer, for being here with us today. And we'd love you to share.
I just realized, pardon me, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was simply saying it's not just me. You were very gracious to point me out, and
it's your team
and so on. We've got wonderful board members. We have people that come and go because life happens and so on. But it's always been a team effort. People that do a little bit, people that do a lot. The donors who pay $5 a month, or the donors who write a $5,000 check. Everybody helps. If it had just been me, it couldn't possibly have survived. But because so many people love an animal, have a memory of an animal that they had when they were 5 years old, or they had in their first marriage or in college or whatever, those are the people that say no animal should suffer just because its owner doesn't happen to have money. And so we just get help in so many different ways. And to collectively, collaboratively, together, we have made this happen. We've raised our millions and we've done what we've done. And it's still just a spit in the bucket or a drop in the bucket, as they say, compared to what we need and what this area needs and what we could be doing and we intend to be doing with our vision in the future.
Okay. And so with your vision, I just want to make sure people know, if you're living in our area, the area you cover, you cover 13 Northern Nevada counties, excluding Clark, Lincoln, and Esmeralda. Did I say that right? Esmeralda. So it would be nice if you can share with us like who you cover and how us that are living here can make a difference. And if you're listening and you're not in our area, you could still help, which is still important.
Yeah, we help in almost every place except Southern Nevada, which is the Las Vegas area. Anything that's in the north part of Nevada, we help. It seems to be much of it is in Carson City, in Reno, in Elko, and the surrounding areas, in Virginia City, and so on. And if you are interested in getting involved, there are so very many ways. You may not have time to do something like become a committee member or a board member, but we are looking for both. Maybe you have a child in Cub Scouts or in a baseball league and they want to have, or a high school that wants to do something. Take us on as a project. Have a car wash, have a bake sale, have a garage sale, have something unique for us. If you want to donate, you can start at any amount you want, and we have an easy to see donate button on our website. So you can donate $5 a month, less, as much as you want. You can make a one-time donation. Let's say you buy from Amazon and you don't have a designated charity, or you want to add one. The money from Amazon Smiles comes to us and it costs you nothing. So there's so many ways. We're always looking for talent. If you're an artist, we're looking to have a flyer created because we have a raffle coming up for Night in the Country, the wonderful big fun event that comes up in July. And of course we get so much donated. So we're hoping to raise a lot of money for the animals with our raffle. Our raffle will be on our website probably within 2 or 3 weeks at the most. So you can, for $10, take a chance on having 2 wonderful campsites and tickets for all 3 days to Night in the Country. So there are just multiple ways. And if you don't know, but you say, I'd like to find out, you're welcome to email help@safpet.org. You're welcome to call me. I put my personal cell phone, 232-7753. I will talk to anyone if you are interested in Shakespeare Animal Fund, because my dog has been gone since 2003. I have other wonderful animals I love, but this animal has such a special place in my heart. And I am absolutely thrilled at how many animals we've been able to help since this was started. But we have so many, many, many more. And we do have to turn down people that need help because we just can't afford what they need. Sometimes it's just specialized medicine. Sometimes it's surgery. So we're looking for any and all talent, people who love an animal, dog or cat. We unfortunately don't have the funds to help other animals like horses, etc. We respect and want to help as many animals as we can. So we would just love to hear from you. If you have a little time, a lot of time, a little money, a lot of money, you can also check out our finances. So very little goes to overhead. So much goes to the animals. We're happy to share all that with you. We're very transparent. It's just all about making sure that animals do not suffer, because they suffer every day, and people that love them have to watch it when they're turned away from a vet. And I love that. Sometimes they just can't, they have to say no. So our job is to stop the suffering.
Okay, well, we have 6 minutes, but I'm going to go back to Yvonne. Do you have a special childhood memory, or what was your first pet?
I do.
Because I have one too. What's yours?
I do. So there were 2 dogs that I remember. There was a collie. At the time, there was a TV show called Lassie. We had a collie, and that was Sir Douglas. Sir Douglas, which is cute. And then we had a German Shepherd, and his name was King.
Ooh.
And I remember them fondly, and they brought great joy to the family. And I was the primary caregiver. And I'm a dog person. More recently, 2 standard poodles, Baron Charlemagne von Wittes and Maximilian Francois de Chevalier. Oh, Max and Baron for short. Baron is in heaven now. Yes, yes. And my little one is with another family now. So yeah. I'm a dog lover.
Well, I would say my childhood memory was, and Grandma B, if you're listening, she was there for that. So when I was about 6.5, my amazing birth mom, Grandma B, who's listening, she had the courage and the strength to find me another home, Terry and Tony, who helped raise me with her. And we went to go meet them for the very first time. So we took a bus from LA to Burbank. We knock on the door, we open the door, and Tony, Papa Tony, says to me, you know what? They had this beautiful big gray cat called Candy Cat. And he said to me, she's not really good with children. So do not go up and just, give her some space. What do? First thing, I walk in the house, I pick the cat up on the couch, and I wasn't supposed to be doing that. And he goes, oh, she's trouble. And so Candy Cat, from then on, I think he goes, oh, she's not so bad after all. So he said, do you want to stay with us? But Candy Cat was this gorgeous gray cat. and that she was my comfort. So Candy Cat. And so speaking of that, Grandma B, Aunt Glenda up there, Papa and Ellie, I love you both. We always do a shout out to my family. But no, Candy Cat was my first pet as a 6.5-year-old.
Yeah. I love having a dog.
And you still remember.
I will never forget that moment of plopping up on the couch and putting her in my lap, knowing I wasn't supposed to. I didn't even think about it, I just did it. And she loved me. So I thought, okay, I'm good.
Of course she did.
Anyway, so that's my my story. But we just want people to know that if you are thinking about getting a doggy or a kitty or whatever pet, please make sure that you have the time to spend with them. And if you're out there, you're a senior, you're whatever needs you have, you can reach out and you are there for them. And I think that's really important that you can do that. So once again, what's the website again, and how can they contact you?
The website is ShakespeareAnimalFund.org. Our emergency number is 342-7040. Our email is help@safpet.org. And if you want to talk with me about Shakespeare, my number is 232-7753. And by the way, a reminder, if you see any animal that is being neglected or hurt or abandoned or anything, you can always contact us or the Humane Society or Animal Control. A lot of people in this community are out to help an animal because maybe you can't do anything, but just don't ignore it. Tell one of us and we'll make sure it's taken care of. And Deb, I can't thank you enough for allowing me to talk about something that's so dear to my heart, because as both of you mentioned with your pets, animals are not judgmental. Cats can be a little judgmental, but primarily they love us no matter what.
Yeah. And I also want to give a shout out to Wild River Grille. Right. They're one of my sponsors, but without Reno and Chuck and their team, I wouldn't have met you. So I'm very honored to be a part of their team in a sense of that. And so maybe the next fundraiser we do, we'll make sure to include you guys when we do a wine tasting. And Yvonne, do you have anything last minute thing you would like to share?
No, this has just been one of the most enchanting afternoons I've had in a long time. I feel really blessed and honored to have experienced today. And it's always good to see you, Debbie.
Oh my gosh. Can we all start crying here?
And our fabulous engineer.
We love Christian. He's always having to fix things. So we still have a little bit more time. So Miss Jennifer, if you have a little bit more time, if you have one more story or you just want to share just something about, because you have another whole life too, and you give back and you do a lot of mentoring and you do some other good stuff too.
Well, I have a company called Magic Communications. It's a leadership and communications company, and I love it. However, my heart is always with Shakespeare. So I am just thrilled that you had me on today. And I have about 100 stories at any given moment. So we could talk for another 5 hours. But just the value of any animal, realizing they are so incredible and they feel just like we do, which is why, when we get all the calls from the people that are desperate, they understand that their animal is suffering. So my whole goal is to find ways. I'm open to hear from anyone who has an inventive, creative idea. We're looking for other fundraising ideas. All we want to do is find ways to have additional funds so we never have to say no, and we can offer as much as needed for medicines, for surgery, for food, whatever it is, but primarily that for medicine and to help a suffering animal. They're all wonderful. I currently have one alcoholic Daniel.
So with that said, I'm going to say goodbye. Love y'all. Have a great day.
Bye.
City Talk. Bye-bye. Sorry. Thank you. Bye-bye.